Driving. Driving is one of the best things in the world. And my philosophy is driving should not be stressful. Driving should not be chaotic or uncomfortable. Driving should be absolutely thrilling. Of course, in a faster car, but overall, no matter what car you're in. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you a couple of tips on how to drive more comfortably on the road. Let's first start this video off with the steering wheel and your seating. My face is in the dashboard, technically speaking. That's how close I am to the dashboard. No, that is no. You don't even need two hands on the steering wheel. I do two hands for one or two reasons. If I'm driving insanely fast, or, I don't know, relaxing, I guess. Two hands can be comfortable from time to time if you don't know what to do with your other hand. But usually I put my other hand, bam, right there. Now, when you extend your arm, it should be comfortable. When you extend your arm, you shouldn't be straining your arm. Really, your arm should have a little extraness laying over the steering wheel. That's how you know you have a good seating position and a good steering wheel position. If none of that is like that, then change your steering wheel, move it back or move it forward, move it up or down to your liking, and change your seat to your liking. My seat is about the same level as the rear back door. That's just how I like to drive. But actually, I'm gonna scoot it up a little bit. Another thing, I should be able to stump and extend my leg on the gas pedal. You should not have to use your tippy toe to press that down. If you're using your tippy toes to press that down, you're way too far back, and go ahead and scoot that up. So bam, little extraness right here on the steering wheel, and being able to extend your leg on the brake or gas pedal is a good sign that you are in a great seating position. Now, driving is really not complicated. It's the simplest thing ever, but it seems like a lot of people don't know how to do it. Me, I found out recently I like putting my hand right here in the middle. I rarely like to use the horn, but I've started using the horn recently, being down here in the south. This is a nice, comfortable position for me. I have total access to the steering wheel. I can hit my blinker without having to use any extra hands if needed. I can get a lot done. I can steer, I can speed, all with my hand right here in the middle, because I have balance control. Now, what side am I usually on? I find myself being more on this side. From what this hand is on this side, it's just the comfortability of it. I don't want to extend my body over each other just to use the steering wheel, you know? To drive with less stress, you need to know and predict other drivers as well. Moving on from the steering wheel now. I like driving like this. I really like anybody behind me. That's just me. Yes, you can avoid having people behind you. Switch lanes. Drive faster, drive slower, regardless of the fact. I don't really care for people behind me, especially at nighttime, because the light, especially the bright lights, affects my eyes. I hate it tremendously. But I find myself in situations like this a lot because I'm cautious of it. I try to get in, I put myself in these type of situations when nobody's around me, where I can switch to my left lane switch to my right lane when needed. I can slow down or speed up when needed. I don't like being by people on the road because people cannot drive. See how he hit his brakes so hard? Like, why? Did you hear that? You seen there was a line of cars, but yet decided to speed up on the line of cars and then hit your brakes instead of hitting your brakes before approaching that line of cars. I like to keep at least 1 to 2 car widths in front of me, just in case if they brake hard, I have enough time to respond. Because usually people get say, honestly, the best advice in this video I can give you is to drive for others. There's no need to be in the herd of other cars. No, why? If I see the opportunity to relax and back up from all the herd, the crowd of cars, then I'm gonna take that opportunity. Because if you're by others, there's a higher probability of something happening than if you were by yourself on the road. If you're a danger to yourself, by all means, don't get in the car. But if you're not a danger to yourself, then the best bet is to, if you can, drive by yourself, away from others. I use my blinkers when I'm by cars, and when I'm not, I don't use my blinkers, okay? That's just me. I would highly suggest everybody use blinkers when dealing with other cars. That's the whole point of why they're there. Let them know what you're doing. If you're turning and you're at a stop sign, and then there's another car in front of you at a stop sign, put your blinker on to let them know that you're turning. Just don't stop at the stop sign, then turn. Stop at the stop sign and you both are looking dumb because nobody knows what's going on. That's a nice view. That's a nice view. Hopefully I'm capturing that view. That's a nice view. Now getting on the interstate, I see a lot of people doing things that they're not supposed to do, like driving slow. To get on the interstate, you're supposed to match the speed of others. Not slowly get on the interstate. No. Today was a better day than most. Usually that entrance to the interstate, or all of these entrances, I should say, usually have so many cars hitting their brakes, slowly merging on the interstate, or cars that's in the far right 2 lanes that is just cruising there when other people are supposed to get on the interstate. Didn't your mama tell you not to ever get in the far right lane unless you're getting off the interstate, or unless your car is completely damaged? You shouldn't even be on the interstate if your car is damaged. But far right 2 lanes are for exiting only, and slow, very, very slow drivers. But not the farthest right lane. Farthest right lane is for merging traffic, okay? The second far lane is for you slow drivers. The middle lane right here is for the, moderate speed limit drivers. Even this far left lane, it's not the farthest now. This is for passing other drivers. It's not the speed lane, it's the passing lane. And then you have the hold lane. I would consider that, with my own words, make my own definition, I would consider the hold lane the speeding lane. where you're going. But a lot of people like to get in that lane and go the speed limit or go at just the same speed as the individual in the middle lane. That is not what that is there for. Driving comfortable in a car is really simple. It all stems from the seating position and the steering wheel position. Once that is like that, then you have more control over your vehicle. Make sure you're treating your car well, meaning it has enough oil, it has great tires, great tire tread, the brake padding is still there, petroleum is there. The quickest way to get yourself in a car accident. I don't like driving by people like this, because then, especially if this is a 2-lane road, you're blocking access for people behind you to get through. Always leave space for others to get through. I can't emphasize that point enough. Your best bet on 3-lane roads is to stay in the middle. That way, you have a less probability of being interrupted when driving. If you haven't noticed, when driving on the interstate or driving on the roads, usually you have a cluster of cars. Then you have free space. Then you have another cluster of cars. Then you have free space. No matter what state you're in. It's just like people like to ride together. But sometimes people can't get through the traffic. Me, I like that free space. I'm usually the only car in that free space, and then I eat up my free space depending on the speed I'm going. And then get in the cluster of cars again. I have to work my way through those cluster of cars again until I can see free space again. I like to give myself sufficient amount of space. You have to give yourself ability to escape. If you need to escape, some people might be like, escape from what? You never know. So I'm gonna end the video here. There's a lot of points I can cover. I will cover them